Hello, how are you? How you guys doing? So this is Uncle Bruce, and I'm here again with Juvenile. How are you doing, Juvenile?
Hey Bruce, I am okay. Thanks for asking. Hi everybody, glad to be back.
Tonight we're going to talk about AI, artificial intelligence,
hmm
and so I'm going to show you the article here that we're using for this. Here, it's called "Generative AI Has a Clean Energy Problem." So,
Exactly.
in the article, it's pretty simple, but it indicates that there's a problem with the AI because it requires so much energy. And so
Yes.
looked at the definition. Let me see if I can find that again here. I think it's here. So we asked, what is a GPU? Because we did look and see here about um, the reason that AI needs so much energy because
hmm
computing power is essential for AI applications because it helps computer systems process and execute tasks. These applications require substantial computational resources to manage complex algorithms and large data sets, which is where GPUs enter the picture. Then I asked Juvenile, what is a GPU? And so we found this definition here that
Yes.
is, go ahead, Juvenile.
It means graphic processing unit. So it's a like of a chip, if I can say like that. That is inside the computer and is in charge to process all requirements that the user do in terms of math, complex calculations, or even graphical applications as well. So it means that users are getting more and more maybe demanded in terms of tasks that they delegate to computer, and on the other hand, it's necessary more energy because the computers in general will demand more power to do these tasks.
Well,
It's
I know that the
it's a simple.
CPU, the CPU is the central processing unit, and that
Yeah,
has a power supply that requires X number of volts and amps and everything else to make our computers operate. But when you go to, extreme levels like AI is using right now with different servers and computers all intertwined,
yeah.
demands a lot of power. And so it was interesting because I read about another article, and in this article I just showed you, it talks about that companies are thinking about nuclear power because
hmm
nuclear supplies a lot of electricity and it's relatively cheap when you compare it to other forms of energy. So another article was about Microsoft is talking about um, having 3 Mile Island power plant, the nuclear power plant, reactivated, and so it's negotiating with the government and with the owners of the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant, which is in Upper New York. It's along the border with Canada, and they had a problem in the past, so they shut it down. Now they're saying, well, let's get this baby back up and running. So you know they're really looking at the fact that AI can cause a lot of problems in our society in a sense because it demands so much energy, and that's energy that we normally distribute to all the businesses and the residential homes for all of us to use. But then AI,
Yeah.
I want more energy. It's like, okay.
Exactly.
So they got to find another form of energy. And then I just showed you another one. I'm going to share my screen real quick just to show you the titles of these articles that we looked at. Share again here. And so there's a new storage. They're coming up with all kinds of ways to store energy, like in batteries, like electrical vehicles. But here it's talking about using thermal energy. Okay, thermal energy from the earth to store, or maybe using a system here where they create the thermal energy to supply batteries or cells that can then be used to distribute the energy towards the AI. And here was the article about 3 Mile Island, where Microsoft wants to make a deal to help restart it so they can use it. So, you know, it's this, and it's real life. Okay, this is not like, oh, we're thinking we might need it. No, they are already at the point where they know they need it to do more and more calculations with their AI on these supercomputers. It just draws so much energy, and if you can't get the energy, well, it just shuts it down. So
exactly. I think it's this is the trade-off. Okay, in my opinion, I don't know if nuclear or thermal factory will fulfill these needs at the end of the day, because I mean, I don't know if all these solutions are sustainability at the end.
it's
I don't
sustainable.
know.
Yes.
Sustainable.
And
this is the reason, especially for companies that are listed on stock market. And we have on the other hand, the premises of ESG.
Huh?
ESG, environment and sustainability and governance.
Yeah, I know that you're deep into that right now, right? You're really big on that.
Exactly. This is a body of premises, rules, or good practices that all companies that, especially that one. That are listed on stock market. So I think the majority of them are throughout these roles, because it's quite difficult to accomplish this, because on the other hand you have this requirement about energy, about and for example, how to dispose of old computers. This is a question that we are facing. It is not new, but it is still happening. It's still happening. So, man, there are a lot of things to solve in this case, And on the other hand, the humanity is more and more pursuing informations, or deciding to make easier some tasks on the offices, or even in the house, even in your home. So it's a complex equation at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that you're right about that. I mean, I didn't know that computers could draw so much energy, from the grid. I had no real idea, because I mean, a lot of electronics inside the computer are really low voltage. It's not like 110, 220. It's like really low. And so the actual CPU that gets powered by the power unit, that's where there's connection. But other than that, there's a lot of small electrical connections that don't draw a lot. So it was a little confusing to me when I started listening and understanding this more and more, that when you get to the supercomputer level, it can draw a lot. It can draw a lot. And then it's using many different computers on servers to actually interact with the computational mathematics that they use with the algorithms. It takes a lot. So it's pretty interesting. I know that the Chat GPT and the Google, what is it called? starts with a B. The Google
Mm-hmm.
the Google AI bar.
AI is Gemini. Gemini.
Gemini. I think they have one that began with a
Gemini,
B.
yeah.
But anyway, you know, these guys are really investing a lot of energy, time, and money into
Mm-hmm.
creating the best AI so that people will use their AI and
Mm-hmm.
they'll start making some money because ChatGPT is free. And what's nice about
Yeah.
ChatGPT too is that when
At
I
a
do a
certain
search, I don't get all the stuff that I get with Google, all the
uh-huh.
advertisements. No, it's just straight information.
Yeah. But ChatGPT is free at a certain point. If you need more, you have to pay.
Yeah,
So no
about the
free lunch.
university level where they're doing all kinds of mathematical calculations or
Exactly.
possibilities of solving the world's problems.
Yeah. Or something like it's simple at a certain point, but it's not. For example, companies that provide customer service by phone or by WhatsApp or whatever, they have a huge task to organize information, you know, to build how can I say, uh, huge brochures with information about products, about, for example, for medical companies that provide customer service. It's
Mm.
necessary to organize all information about diseases or even the situation of patients. So there are some of them that are using AI to organize that.
Mm.
Okay, so it's a it's a lot of data. So
Yeah, I went to
yeah.
part of a conference last week about marketing with Neil
Hmm.
Patel, and he had lots of good speakers come and talk. He said the number one thing is the AI in marketing.
Hmm.
That's making a big difference. So he said that you've got to be on top. You've got to dump all your information into the AI and then let it allow to, you know, to gather and to manipulate all the information so you can use it. Okay. So
Hmm.
it has to have all this intelligence that you're giving it to be able to modify and to come up with better solutions for your
Sure.
future questions for it.
Hmm.
I remember way back when they had what was it called? Big data. And it
Yeah.
still exists, but I remember this is probably around 6 or 7 years ago when there was a guy and he told me he was going into big data. And I said, big data. And then he
Hmm.
explained a little bit. And so big data basically is where they take all the big data, they compress it and organize it into small data, which is what you want, something you can
Yeah.
actually use. So that was pretty
Yeah.
cool learning a little bit back then. But now it's a big thing. It's in almost everything. It's got its fingers in every piece of the pie.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so we just thought it'd be interesting to talk about this topic to help us understand more about the needs of the power to operate AI in many different areas. And so, we're probably going to need to open up these nuclear power plants that we shut down and to get them back up and running.
Hmm.
What other solution is there? I mean, we can try this and try that, but right now we're trying to make it so that our country is operating on renewable energy. We're operating on wind energy, sun, solar, all these different types of
Hmm.
energy, and we're trying to get out of the coal and the fuels, the fossil fuels, because
Yeah.
it causes a lot of carbon to go into the atmosphere, which is where we have big problems with our world and why we have hot days like today. Wow, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is just the
Yeah.
beginning of spring.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
with the nuclear, it's kind of cool because it's cleaner, But the radioactive rods that they use to generate the radioactivity that creates the nuclear power, they don't have a short, what is it called, degradable lifespan. They are going to be radioactive for tens of thousands of years. So
Sure.
that's not the best. It exists, but anyway.
I think it's similar to electric vehicles because think about the battery. The battery is made by lithium or cadmium,
Yeah.
and both of them are not so friendly to environment.
No, I
So
read an
man,
article when I was
how to
traveling.
dispose that?
Yeah,
How to dispose that?
there's a lot of mining of nickel in
Hmm.
Malaysia, and it showed how the islands where they found this nickel are like gangbusters. They're working really around the clock, doing a lot of work. The people are making good money, but they're going to suffer because their health, because
Hmm.
the mining process is not good for the health.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so there's good and bad points to everything, I guess. But wow.
I saw some fields of mining in Atacama, in Chile, uh, at the beginning of this year, and I traveled to there. It's a huge devastation on environment. And for my perspective, it's something like some not poor countries, but countries in development,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
that explore that, sell so cheap, you know,
Yep.
and the impact on environment is so huge, and the money that they make with this exportation does not cover the cost of a life or the cost of the environment in general.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's the point.
this is the sad part of our reality.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, we just wanted to explore that with you guys today, kind of let you understand the perspective of the news reporting agencies about the need for power and what some of their solutions are. And so just make us aware that in our location inside Brazil,
Hmm.
that's where we are, we need to consider what the government's doing and what they are talking about doing, and then have an opinion about that. Because that's the way it should be. We should always have an opinion about what the government's doing. They should not just
Exactly.
have carte blanche, okay, which means they can do whatever they want to do. No, they need to let
Yeah.
us, they need to listen to us. And if they don't, we're going to have a revolution. Yeah, that might
Yeah.
happen someday. But anyway, we appreciate you guys coming today. It was good to talk with you again, Juvenile, about this topic. And look forward to seeing you guys next time. So see you later.
See you guys. Take care.
Bye bye.